I walk alone across the African savanna under a white burning sky, feeling the dry grass brush against my boots, while the air vibrates with insects and distant birds. I am here for routine field observation. Nothing urgent, nothing unusual. Just another quiet day in a landscape that looks endless and calm. The ground is flat, cracked by the sun, dotted with sparse trees and low bushes, and everything suggests stability and distance from danger. I move slowly, scanning the horizon, when a deep, unnatural stillness interrupts the rhythm of the savanna and pulls my attention forward. I stop, walking as a heavy shape appears in the distance, motionless where nothing large should remain still for long. As I approach, the shape resolves into an adult male lion, massive and powerful, standing chest-deep inside a dark mud pit hidden among the grass. The adult lion's golden mane is soaked and matted, dragged downward by thick, wet mud that clings to his neck and shoulders. His front legs are sunk deep into the mud, spread wide for balance, muscles fully tense, while his back legs tremble under the effort of not sinking further. The mud pit grips the adult lion tightly, pulling downward, with suction, limiting every movement and forcing his body into a strained, unnatural posture. The adult lion does not roar or charge. Instead, he locks his eyes on me with raw intensity, breathing heavily through flared nostrils. Each breath is visible as his chest rises and struggles against the resistance of the mud, showing exhaustion rather than aggression. I remain still, fully aware that this adult lion is not threatening me, but silently asking for something he cannot express with sound. The surrounding savanna remains deceptively peaceful, unaware that beneath the surface of this muddy patch lies a trap capable of killing even the strongest predator. I feel the weight of the moment settle into my body as I understand that time is already working against the adult lion. The sun continues to rise, the mud continues to tighten its grip, and I stand there realizing that if I walk away, the savanna will not save him. I stay close enough to see every tremor in the adult male lion's body, and far enough to know I am powerless alone. The dark mud pit slowly shifts, swallowing more of the adult lion's chest as his weight presses downward with each breath. The surface of the mud looks calm, but I can see small waves forming around his body, evidence of suction tightening below. The adult lion attempts a controlled pull with his front legs, but the movement only deepens the grip around his limbs. His muscles flex hard, veins visible beneath mud-stained fur, and the effort drains him faster than the heat. The sun climbs higher, baking the savanna and thickening the mud, making every second more dangerous than the last. I notice his breathing grow shorter, his chest rising faster, fighting both exhaustion and pressure. The mud reaches higher along his rib cage, restricting expansion and forcing him to hold. Himself unnaturally upright, insects gather near the moisture, landing on his mane and face, and he cannot shake them away. The adult lion's strength, once overwhelming, now works against him, pulling him deeper as gravity wins. I scan the surroundings, aware that predators and scavengers can sense vulnerability in this landscape. The open savanna offers no tools, no leverage, no natural escape for an animal this heavy. I feel the risk sharpen as I realize that panic would seal his fate faster than stillness. The adult lion pauses all movement, conserving energy, eyes half-lidded but fixed, forward. I understand that if his head dips even slightly, the mud will take his airway. The danger is no longer potential. It is active, layered, and accelerating with time. I know now that waiting is no longer neutral. It is a decision that leans toward loss. I reach for my radio with steady hands, keeping my body visible and calm so the adult male lion does not panic. I transmit a clear emergency signal, describing an adult male lion trapped chest-deep in a mud pit in the African savanna, requesting immediate wildlife rescue support. While waiting for a response, I slowly circle the mud pit at a safe distance, studying the edges where the ground appears slightly firmer. I avoid sudden movements, aware that stress could cause the adult lion to struggle and sink further. The adult male lion watches every step I take, his head still, eyes alert, despite exhaustion. I use a long fallen branch to test the ground, pressing gently to locate solid resistance beneath the grass. The mud pit reacts instantly, rippling and pulling, confirming how unstable and dangerous it remains. I position myself downwind to reduce scent and maintain the adult lion's fragile calm. Minutes stretch as the sun burns overhead, and I hear the radio crackle with confirmation that help is on the way. A rescue vehicle appears in the distance, moving slowly to avoid vibrations that could collapse the mud further. Professional wildlife rescuers arrive, wearing protective gear and carrying ropes, boards, and stabilizing equipment. We communicate through gestures and deliberate movements, maintaining silence to avoid triggering the adult lion. The team secures wide boards around the mud pit to distribute weight and prevent further collapse. Thick ropes are carefully looped around the adult male lion's torso, placed high to avoid his airway and ribs. Every action is slow, controlled, and precise, respecting the strength and vulnerability of the trapped predator. I remain nearby, monitoring the adult lion's breathing and posture as the rescue plan takes shape. I watch the signal from the rescue team, knowing that this next movement decides everything. The ropes tighten slowly around the adult male lion's torso, tension increasing in measured increments. The mud resists immediately, pulling back with force, refusing to release its grip. The adult male lion's body shifts only a few centimeters, and the suction deepens with a threatening pull. For a moment, his chest dips lower, and the mud rises dangerously close to his mouth and nose. I feel my muscles lock as I focus on his breathing, counting each strained rise of his chest. The rescuers stop, instantly, holding position to prevent panic and collapse. The adult lion's eyes widen briefly, then settle as the pressure stabilizes. The boards creak under redistributed weight, holding just enough to keep the mud from swallowing him further. Sweat runs down my face as the sun beats down, magnifying the urgency of the moment. The rescue leader signals a change in angle, adjusting the pull to lift upward instead of backward. The ropes tighten again, slower than before, synchronized with the adult lion's breathing. The mud begins to break its seal, releasing with thick, sucking resistance. A loud shift in the mud surface shows the suction finally weakening. The adult male lion's chest rises higher, airways clear, strength returning in flashes. In one controlled motion, the mud releases its final hold, and the adult lion's body comes free. I watch as the adult male lion stands fully on solid ground, his legs spread wide while thick mud drips slowly from his body. The ropes remain in place for a moment as he tests his weight, muscles shaking but holding. The adult lion lowers his head briefly, drawing deep, clean breaths now free of resistance. Rescuers loosen the ropes carefully, one section at a time, never rushing the release. The adult lion steps forward onto dry grass, leaving the dark mud pit behind him. Mud slides from his mane and chest, revealing the full size and strength that had been trapped moments before. He pauses, standing still, body aligned again, balance restored. The rescuers retreat in controlled steps, increasing distance without turning their backs. I remain where I am, watching closely, making sure the adult lion does not collapse or return toward the mud. The adult lion lifts his head and looks across the savanna, eyes clear, posture steady. Without sound, without display, he turns his body away from us. Each step carries him farther from the mud pit and closer to open land. The savanna absorbs him back into tall grass and scattered trees. The mud pit remains behind, silent and empty, no longer holding anything alive. I stand there alone again, heat and wind moving across the grass as if nothing happened. The place feels changed, and so do I, knowing that this time staying made the difference.